welcome to All Things Sony. I know it's been a long time since I made a video like this, but let me know in the comments what you liked or disliked about the video, and if you liked it, that would be appreciated. And I like, we have three subjects to talk about. What the hell is going on with Sony in Japan? Should Sony make double A games at least? And apparently the PlayStation 5 is 5-year-old tech. Let's dive into this bullshit. Let's go. Clearly, something has gone wrong with the PlayStation 5 in Japan. We do know that the Sony is actually not sending that many units over there for sales. They are taking all of their shipments and consoles and diverting it to other regions that want the PlayStation 5 because apparently Japanese culture they shied away from home consoles a long time ago. There's been a downwards trend ever since the PlayStation 2. I know the PlayStation 3 had a rough launch. It cost a lot of money, and then the PlayStation 4 really didn't do anything. But, you know, it's not all doom and gloom. I just wanted to kind of put it out there as to, you know, what exactly is going on with the PlayStation 5 in Japan. I've seen a couple of different trends. And just in general, Japan just does not fuck with consoles anymore. They are never home. And if they are home, they're not home for very long. They don't procreate as much, so what you get is a whole bunch of millennials. That's what we call it here in the U.S. That doesn't really, they don't have the time anymore. You know what I mean? No one's home, and they're constantly working. And I noticed that they do want to have that interaction. So the games that they do like is simpler games. Either it's going to be on phones or it's going to be on some sort of handheld where it has like little multiplayer elements like the Animal Crossing and shit like that. Could Sony fix it by releasing a handheld? I don't think so. A lot of people think that Sony could do something with another handheld. I really don't think so. But it's the taste in games that's going on with Japan mostly that's causing the failure of the sales. Not just them not shipping the consoles, just the downward trends. You know what I mean? It's weird. I feel like it needs to be smaller game. Which leads me into my next, topic. Sony seemingly are all about the AAA games. There is something to be said about AAA games where it has really big budgets and where it has cinematic cutscenes and, things that are very movie-esque, theatrical movie-esque. But to the detriment of Japan, they don't play games like that anymore. Like I said in the previous topic, they just don't. They don't play games like that anymore. They don't have time for that shit. It's just a different culture. And if Sony wants to be successful to me in the different regions and just have more variety, they're going to need to make like double A games. Smaller games, not like Gravity Rush, because everybody wants to say, Sony failed Gravity Rush and stuff like that. It has nothing to do with that, because Gravity Rush low key is kind of a big game. You know what I'm saying? They didn't have the voice actors or anything like that, but it still was a big game, and according to gameplay and shit like that. Honestly, what's really going on? What they need to do is make fucking just games, fun games. No political shits behind it. No messages or anything of that nature. I mean, look at games like Animal Crossing. It sells like gangbusters. You know what I mean? The Marios. You just go from point A to B. They try to make it as fun as possible. Sony needs to do that. And I feel like if they do something of that nature, they'll claw back some things in Japan. Because even Final Fantasy, that doesn't even sell as much as it used to. That series has trended down as well. But just for more variety, they definitely need to make double A games, smaller scale games, simpler games. Doesn't need to have a bombastic story, just something small, And that's what I gotta really say about that. Now, lastly, I want to talk about this fucker on YouTube. Gamer Nexus Gaming. I don't fucking know what the hell he is. I really don't give a fuck, to be perfectly honest with you. I really don't care. I don't care who he is. Word around the block is that he's a tech genius and he's the tech Jesus or whatever the fuck they give this dude. It's ridiculous, the names that they say. He may have some shit. It was a funny comment that they said on Twitter. I don't care how many screwdrivers and pliers and tech shit you have in the background. You still are ignorant to how consoles work. He's under the impression, if you don't know, that apparently the PlayStation 5 or any console for the matter, he's a PC elitist, and we all know that PCs are just going to blow consoles out the water. But what he's claiming is that's not true. We're not even talking about ray tracing. We're not even talking about the SSD or the IO improvements that they've done. That's not what we're talking about. What we are talking about is the comparison that he did. He did some three unoptimized games that don't even run that well on the PC. And he tried to configure this and go out of his way to find things that are not really one to one with the consoles, such as a CPU that only did 4 cores on whatever fucking game it was. The bottom line is this: consoles, the way that they work and its philosophy is different. No, it's not as powerful, but you have more control over it. You don't have to worry about different platforms and shit like that. So you can, if you are smart, you can kind of, figure out the architecture and do really cool things like they always been doing. I don't know why he's wrong. Like, I don't get it. I don't get what's his problem.